Hello, everyone. I'm clearly late, a little bit of a cluster. My screen is still doing this weird thing, but I'm here. That's all that matters. I don't know if you guys, can you hear me okay? Because I'm having issues with my mic, put on the headphones. So hopefully you can hear me. I don't even know if my headphones are connected to my phone. Hi. Okay, good. You guys could hear me. All right, awesome. Well, I hope everyone's doing well. It's been a rough week. Anyone else? Anyone else? Like, I want to call it suffering, but it's kind of been a sleepless week. And I was really hoping to get home from my 10-day trip and be able to sleep, but it has not been that way because I believe anyway, it's because of the full moon, huge full moon eclipse happening coming up on Monday. And then I believe something crazy also astrologically is happening on December 12th. I mean, we've just got it, you know, yeah, we've just got it back to back basically until the end of this year. And then even moving into the new year, we've got some pretty profound astrological, conjunctions and alignments. I don't even know what all the astrology terms are. It's like a foreign language to me. But yeah, so I know a lot of you have had sleepless nights as well. And it's weird to even call them sleepless because it's more or less um, dreams. Like dreams have been so vivid that it feels like I'm not sleeping at all. And I was just kind of tuning into that this morning because I was having another, like, just more and more and more crazy dreams again last night. And what came through to me was that there's a lot of completing that's happening right now at this time, moving into this full moon, I guess, and the eclipse. Um, yeah, just a lot of closure and completion happening, especially, here we are moving into December. A lot of completion happening that way as well, just for the end of this crazy year. And it's a huge new beginning, right? December 21st marks that. So it's been, we're all kind of ramping up. If you've been more triggered recently, if you've been, I don't know, maybe your hunger levels are off, your dreams are crazy, just hang in there because I think that this might, I mean, it should get better after the full moon, but this kind of crazy roller coaster ride that we're on, I think that's going to continue moving into the new year. So we'll see. But we've got so many good questions today. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, and then also yesterday, just have my laptop in front of me. Um, yeah, yesterday I basically wrote out, I would say 50 to 75% of a new book. And even my brother was just eye rolling. He's like, don't write a new book, finish and release the old book. So the old book is finished, it's fully written. I've just been having issues with editors. I don't know why. Trying to listen to the signs. Anyway, so yeah, so huge revelations. Huge, huge. I can't even begin. Like I was like a mad woman yesterday, just typing, laughing to myself like a crazy person, because it was so good and so juicy. And I got my career started in past life regression, and this is like the next level. This is like past lifetime Akashic Record 2.0. And I was pissed at my guides. I'm like, guides, why didn't you tell me this information 10 years ago so I could have been teaching this technique 10 years ago? And they were actually calling this information that's coming through with the past life regression, not really regression, but this kind of like technique, they were calling it a technology. And they said that humanity wasn't ready for that technology yet. And therefore, I wasn't ready to release that technology. So it's huge, guys. And this book might be released before the long book, because the long book is 40,000 words. This one's going to be half of that, 20,000 words probably. Anyway, I'm just so happy that I have time in my life to step back from helping people at an individual level and put all this information together like pieces of a puzzle. It's like putting 10 YouTube videos together in this very succinct book. It's just amazing. Anyway, let's move into this. I just want to say, members, thank you for being here. Your questions are so amazing. Like, I wanted to include all of them, and this video would be like 3 hours long. Um, if for whatever reason I end up missing, a Q&A post or whatever in the future, I'm taking more questions from this Q&A this past week because just mind blowing. All right, let's get into it, shall we? Before I get started, just one announcement. December 11th, Galactic Federation Summit. Oh yeah, I took some of the members' questions of this week, and I'm going to be asking the Galactic Federation about them. They were super hard-hitting questions. And one of the questions, for example, was about the vaccine. What do we do? How do we navigate a mandatory vaccine if it does get to that point? So I want to ask them those hard-hitting questions. Like I said, this month's Galactic Federation December 11th event at 3 p.m. PST is free. It's not going to be on Zoom, it's going to be on YouTube. All right, so I'm going to rewatch the original Galactic Federation video that I released in March. I'm going to see, I don't know, like kind of how I posed those type of questions. And I know that it was to the Palladian Security Council, so I'll be asking them as well and checking with them. So yeah, so once again, tune into that. That's going to be really good. Let's start with Cassia. Is there something in particular happening energetically right now and over the past few days? I really feel strange. I feel not myself. Perhaps others feel the same. I wonder if it's personal transformations or a collective perception. Cool. Yeah. So, like I mentioned, it's the full moon energy. That was confirmed to me. I even texted my friend Sharma. I said, Sharma, is there a portal that's open in my bedroom? Is there a reptilian that's attacking me? What's going on? And it really didn't feel like attacks. It was just this onslaught of never ending dreams. And once again, she's like, nope, don't see a portal, don't see any dark energies around you. So when I tapped into it, it was the energy of the full moon. Okay, next question here from Nicole Aubrey. Can you explain? Oh, yes. Okay. Oh my goodness. I just also want to say the alignment is like blowing my mind. I was like also laughing like a mad woman while reading the members' questions yesterday because you guys were asking all the questions that I was literally answering in this book, this Karma Past Life book. Okay, so can you explain ancestral karma? Doesn't make sense to me that we have to clear the karma and trauma of our ancestors when they need to do that themselves in order for them to grow and evolve. I'm not even going to touch this, guys. Like, literally, but I do want to say, Nicole, that question spawned this other piece of my book. And I'm like, oh my God, I have a new chapter. And it just blew up from there all last night. So, I also want to say too, I will be releasing this book. I just might release it as an ebook, not even bother with hard copy. We'll see. And I'm going to release the past life regression recordings with the book as well. So it's going to be a whole thing. But yeah, I just want to say thank you, Nicole, for asking that question because you spawned a whole chapter. I'm not even going to touch that right now, but it's it's epic. It's huge. I just can't even. Okay. All right. Next question. We're just moving along. CPO 717. Hi EA. What is the best way to clear old energies, hurts, karmic issues, etc. before December 21st so that we don't take that baggage with us into the new earth? Okay. Great question. So, I'm going to be having my event on December 21st as well. Tickets are just $11 if you can't make it or it's full because we are getting to kind of max capacity right now. You will be able to purchase a recording for also just $11. It's a full day event. We really go into the release during that. But if you want to do some preliminary work, especially at this time, you've got the new moon, what I recommend, three things. One is ask for the old baggage and energy to come up. Just ask for it to come up. If you don't ask for this old stuff to come up, it just simply won't. It's as simple as that. Two, observe when the old stuff comes up. Okay. So, like I was writing in my book yesterday, it's kind of like stubbing your toe and having all this anger and emotion come up in you. And in that moment, you're blaming the chair for getting in your way, right? And stubbing your toe. But you asked just a day or a week prior for all this old baggage to come up. When we ask for the old stuff to come up, we typically forget that we asked for it to come up. And all of a sudden, it's coming up in the next couple of days. And we're so caught up in the reaction and the emotion of that moment, we don't realize that this is actually the old baggage that we just asked to come up. Right? So we're like goldfish in that way, in a lot of ways. Right? I get stuck in that too. So ask for it to come up. Observe the emotion, the energy that is coming up. And then ask yourself what the lesson is, right? What am I learning here? Why did I stub my toe again? Why did I attract the same partner again? So that's important. All right. Next question. Arynt, Aryynt. Hi, EA. When our Earth transitions to 5D, will illness like type 1 diabetes and cancer still be prevalent, or will changes in our DNA cause disease to present differently? Really great question. You know who I thought of right when you asked this question, or right when I read this yesterday, was Bhakta, who's a part of the Surrey species. If you guys have been to my Galactic Federation events, you'll know exactly who Bhakta is. Now, the really cool thing is that a couple of days ago, I had a session with a client. And these are definitely my last ones. Anyway, and so she told me, she said, a year or so ago, I was in deep meditation and I saw this dolphin jumping into the ocean, and the name Suri, Suri, came up. And then she says, when I saw your Galactic Federation event and I saw you tuning into the Surrey species, who's Bhakta, she's like, my jaw dropped, and they're an aquatic species. So it's just really cool how I've never heard of the Surrey species before, but it kind of came validated through my client. And of course, I validated her. So Bhakta, this beautiful aquatic being who's a Surrey being, she's all about how human genome and cells change moving from the different densities, 3D, 4D, 5D. And so I believe that a lot of disease, I can't just say across the board all of it, but I believe that a lot of the disease will be, is it rectified? Oh, eradicated. That's the word I was looking for. Eradicated. And the reason why I believe this is because most of the dis-ease, the disease in our body, comes down to the accumulation of old low vibrational frequencies sitting in our body for long enough. And as they sit there long enough, it accumulates and creates this damaged cells. The negative energy buildup ends up affecting our cells. That's what I believe. That's what I've tapped into. So moving forward, once again, my whole book that I was writing yesterday is all about this, which is we are moving into this new 5D form that is no longer holding any old energy anymore. And the book is actually all about getting rid of our karma for good and just completely clearing it so that we're never doing things that we've done before. I don't want to say never, but yeah. And so we're always existing in this present moment to the fullest of our capacity. So in a lot of ways, I think dis-ease in our body is going to go away completely because we're not holding that old energy anymore. We have to purge it out instantly. We're being forced to. And you guys are probably already feeling that forced to purge it out. Good questions. Okay, so Jim Helen, hi EA, how critical of a role does one's diet play in the ability to tap into their own psychic abilities? Great question. This is just my opinion. Just my opinion. How do I say this? Ultimately, if you look at any physical aspect of this entire reality, I believe, just my opinion, that we are able to override any sort of physical state of any sort of physical thing on this planet. So you could have, I don't even know what it would be. I mean, let's just go to the extreme. Say, for example, you ingest poison. You ingest it, right? If you had like a row of 10 people and they were all technically, the same bill of health, the same, age, the same variables, let's just say, okay. You had 10 people and they all ingested the poison, and all of them were all fearful about ingesting this poison. And then one very enlightened individual was not fearful about ingesting the poison. And as a matter of fact, they utilized their energy to neutralize the vibration of the poison so that 9 out of 10 people died from the poison, right? All the same variables. The only variable that was different was the mindset, was the vibration, was the intention, was the ability to work consciously with your energy. I believe that energy overrides everything, right? I believe that energy, our vibrational state, overrides the diet that we eat. Not saying, cool, eat whatever junk food you want, because our body is a temple and we do need to treat it that way. But things like vaccines, I do believe, and we will get this confirmed by the Galactic Federation to see what their take is on vaccines. I do believe that we can override vaccines with our vibration, with our intention. I believe that we can override 5G and Wi-Fi, right, with our vibration, with our intention. I believe that these things are possible. We have been putting way too much emphasis in our human history on the physical world. That is the only thing that dominates our current state of being. And it's not. There is power in energy, in vibration. As a matter of fact, it was energy to create this physical state that we're in. It was energy that created this chair that I'm sitting in. It was energy that created the headphones that I have. It's energy, right? And it's so funny. Speaking of headphones, I always, every once in a while, I get this comment, whether it be on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and I'll be doing a video and maybe I'll have my wireless headphones or my wireless earbuds. And, just a couple of days ago, this woman was like, well, that's it, Elizabeth. You've proven yourself to me. Clearly, you're lying, or clearly, I can't trust you anymore, because no psychic who has psychic abilities would ever be wearing wireless headphones because you're damaging your brain and you wouldn't be able to channel. And I said, woo, okay, all right, cool. Yeah, that's all right. Well, I can channel just fine, and I love wireless things because it's freeing and liberating, and I can dance and do handstands and still listen to music, and that's pretty dope, you know? So we can override these vibrations, wireless vibrations, computer vibrations. We can override that with our own vibration, guys. We're that powerful. If you don't think that we can override a plate of food with our intention and our vibration, if you don't think that we can override Wi-Fi with our intention, our vibration, then what are you doing here, right? Let's go back to the Middle Ages where we're just in a field, on a farm, right? So it's a tough balance. We're progressing. Technology is getting more intense. A lot of us want to just kind of be off the grid. I know I want to be off the grid, but I don't want to be off the grid because I'm running from something that I can't handle. It's really important that we know this. Nothing in this reality has got anything on you as a vibrational being. You created this reality. That's it. That's what it comes down to. All right. And if you want to hate on me or think that I'm not a good psychic because I like my wireless things, then there's some work to do there, right? There's some empowerment, disempowerment work to do there. So, yeah, just something to think about. Now, what I thought was really interesting is that a bunch of you were asking, a bunch of my members were asking about upcoming technologies. And I feel like this is a really good, well, no, actually, I was going to say it's a really good question to ask the Galactic Federation, but I already know the answer. They've actually already talked extensively about the new technologies coming through. So we've got Rachel Butler asking, can you tell us if med beds are coming out? And if they are, how will they help us? I don't know what med beds are. I was actually going to put it in the title of this, and for whatever reason, something told me not to, because of the algorithms. Sucks, right? Sucks that we're getting censored. Anyway, so when I read your question, Rachel, about med beds, I didn't know what that was. Wasn't about to do some research, but I literally got this visual instantly. I knew what it was. I literally saw it kind of looked like a coffin, but it was a metal coffin, like a giant human pillbox, I guess. And you sit in it, you lay in it, and it heals you. It re-stimulates your cellular being. And I've seen very similar technology up on the ships. Anyway, and so just gonna put that out there to the side for a second. And then we've got Cosmic Souls United asking, when can we expect to see free energy become a part of society, right? So we've got these kind of technology advancement questions. What I have received is that all of the answers are out there. All of the technology is out there. All of the cancer cures, the disease cures, all of that is out there. Okay. Free energy. I mean, it's, we are like so close to just turning that light switch on. So I got the same energy from this huge reptilian army that's ready to fight and defend and overtake basically their own, right? And thank you, Corinne, for that super chat, as always. And so everyone on the front lines, but the back lines, everyone is holding their breath. Everyone is waiting for that message, for that email, for that phone call to say, all right, you got your free energy device ready? Let's go. The cabal is taken down. That's what we're waiting for. I'm not waiting for that because I'm still putting it out there. But with these devices and these machines and these solutions, they're waiting. They're just waiting. They're just waiting. I know all of you are like, when? When is it going to happen? I don't have an answer for that, right? Everything is changing so rapidly all at the same time. So, I mean, I think that it'll probably be around 2024, right? When we kind of end this collapsing cycle. We need to kick all of the lizard people off the planet. Not all of them, because some of them are, well, a lot of them now are really kind of turning over to the light. But yeah, so we gotta get the shadow governments off this planet, right? Before things can really seriously change. So technology is there. We're just waiting. Okay, Alicia Hudson. So when I was watching Cosmic Disclosure with Emery Smith, He talks about how badly he wants to release these profound healing technologies to humanity, and it really made me wonder why, if we're able to tap into healing ourselves to the point of even spontaneous remission of cancer, um, and such, or higher dimensional beings who are able to do healings on others with their own energy, why is it that we and they need these technologies? Okay, that's a really great question. What I would say is it's kind of like a stepping stone. It's kind of like a quick fix. And we know that in Western society, we're all looking for that quick fix. We're basically going from a medical, let's call it Western medicine, that is all about quick fixes. Oh, you have pain, take this pill. Oh, you have nausea, take this pill. Oh, you have, irritability, take this pill. I mean, it's never ending. So it's almost like we need this technology as a bridge to teach people that it's all energy, right? It's just a stepping stone. Maybe we really only need that technology for 10 years because the younger generations, they don't even need that kind of support, right? So it's almost like, oh my goodness, we have this cancer curing technology that is definitely not poisonous to our body, like some sort of, things that we have. And then all of a sudden it comes out, hey, this cancer curing technology is just vibration. It's just energy. And guess what, guys? We're energy too, right? So I that's a really great question. And I think it's just ultimately a stepping stone. And I think that there are people who need the support of that technology to kind of help them bridge the gap in their own mind of belief. Good question. Thank you, Alicia. Okay, next question here from Courtney. Hi, EA. I would love to know what will be revealed in the upcoming weeks. Political stuff, lockdowns, vaccines, etc. Galactic Federation event. All of that stuff. Not all of it. I can't say that. Yeah, interesting. It's almost like in this next GFL summit, which once again is going to be free and live on YouTube on December 11th. It's going to be like, how do we prepare ourselves for 2021? What's going to come? Usually they're pretty coy on specific pieces of information, but we'll see what I can kind of pull out of them. Yeah, but I definitely want to know about vaccines. Like, what did they say about vaccines? I remember back in, I think it was April or May, when I did another GFL. It's a public video, and I asked them, was it with Kinetic? I think it was the one before Kinetic, and I asked them about 5G, and I was super worried. I'm like, should we burn the towers? That's when everyone was burning the tower. I'm like, I will get out there with some gasoline, and I will freaking burn those towers down. And their answer freaking shocked me. And I'll just remind all of you, if you haven't seen that video, basically, they basically said, what do you think we do up on the ships? We have even greater advanced technology than you guys do. Our technology up on these spaceships emits an extremely strong pulse of radiation. That's why if you were to ever be abducted, this isn't always the case, but this is commonly the case. When you go through a series of abductions, especially as a child, I know I've experienced it, my brother experienced it, Nat experienced it, bloody noses, right? Bloody noses is one of the key symptoms of radiation poisoning. It's weird. I don't know how that works scientifically. But if you get abducted, you're going to be exposed to some amount of radiation from their technologies, okay? So what their response was, it's not about burning 5G towers down and actually taking a step backward. It's about finding solutions to protecting, I guess, our bodies from the radiation of 5G. I was really shocked, but also compliant because it completely makes sense to me, right? And you can take or leave anything that they say or anything that I say, as always. Good questions. Okay. Emmy Starlight. Can you give us an update from the Palladian Security Council, please? Anything we need to know? Once again, this is going to be happening, and I'm going to be talking all about it on December 11th. I'm going to bring in the Palladian Security Council, and then for my December 21st event, I'm going to bring in whatever Galactic Federation council members or beings that want to step in. So just so that you guys know where I'll be going for the information for both, but I'll of course tell you at that time as well. Okay, cool. Doodle Dan, hi EA, can you talk a little bit more about inner Earth? If the Earth is hollow, does that mean that all other planets are also hollow? What are the people inside the Earth doing to help out the rest of us here on the surface? And do you think that we will have cosmic disclosure before or after we have hollow Earth disclosure? Really good questions. Oh, thank you so much for that beautiful super chat. Universes, baby, love it. So I believe that the Earth is hollow. I have seen ancient civilizations, specifically some Mayan civilizations in South America, finding the openings or the gateways to inner Earth. Like I've just seen a lot of past lifetimes and just a lot of hidden human history of these inner Earth openings. And then, of course, I've astral traveled down to inner Earth maybe only twice, to be honest. I don't know why it just doesn't really interest me. It used to. Um, and oh yeah, so there's just a ton of different beings there, just a ton of different looking beings and some humanoid beings. I believe that inner Earth disclosure and cosmic disclosure may be one and the same. I know that there are very humanoid beings who are inhabiting inner Earth who want to make themselves known and say, hey, we're interdimensional, but we've been here the whole time, and that's kind of a soft cosmic disclosure. Upon doing my trip with my dad, I realized that the Yael are definitely one of those species that want to make that first kind of disclosure. And I also learned that it was the Yael who were a part of the Phoenix Lights, and that didn't really go over so well with humanity. So they're planning another disclosure moment moving forward. What did they say? Did they say 2024, 2025? Something around there. I think that they were planning on another huge disclosure like the Phoenix Lights. But we'll see. So yeah, I don't really know much else about inner Earth civilizations, but yeah, there's going to be a time when they start to come to the surface, I believe. Okay, another good question here from Nicole Aubrey. If aliens created us, did God, source, creator, create any beings? Or have all the beings been created by aliens? Is there a race of beings considered the first to inhabit a universe or planet? Okay, great. So, okay, aliens didn't create God. And have all other beings been created by aliens? It's a great question. Okay, so ultimately, I believe that Source created all consciousness in this universe. And then from consciousness, we choose to incarnate into a physical lifetime. And as far as, okay, here it is. I basically believe through my research, but I mean, it's a freaking huge universe out there. I definitely don't know everything. There is organic evolution and advanced evolution. Let's call it that, okay? Organic is obviously you're a little microorganism. Oh, now you're a little tadpole. Oh, now you're a fish. Oh, now you're this. Okay, that's like, I don't know. It takes millions upon billions of years to evolve that way. And then the ones who did evolve in an organic way from consciousness, because that's all Source created was consciousness, and of course, everything else in this universe, then the higher advanced beings started to kind of mess with genetics and DNA and splicing and this and that and started creating all of these things. Would I call those beings God? Not by a long shot. Absolutely not. So, and then is there a race of beings considered the first to inhabit a universe? It's not like Source was created, right? Or Source created this universe and physical matter, and then all of a sudden the Anunnaki were there ready to like dominate and take over. It took a very long time, like an inconceivable amount of time, to really kind of get the first signs of intelligent life in this universe. So I don't believe that there is one race of beings that was the first to inhabit this universe. I'm sure there were probably other beings from, I could only assume, other multiverses and universes that came to check out this brand new universe. And I have never really thought about it, but I bet you anything that they had some sort of impact on the evolution of this universe. Funny to think about, eh? It's kind of like what came first, the chicken or the egg? It's like, oh my God, it's a paradox. I don't know. I believe creation and life organically kind of it happened all at once, and there were many different species all throughout this universe that evolved to be intelligent beings, many of which I have never seen, never interacted, and I have no idea what I would even call them because they're just so ancient. Cool. Good questions, guys. Okay, just a couple more questions left. Jacob Brum, can we remember oh, this is a good question. Can we remember entire languages through past life regression? For example, can we unlock the secrets of ancient hieroglyphs through our past life memories? Great question. The short answer to this is yes. I have a little funny story for all of you with this. I was meditating and I got this flash. It was so visceral, like it was so real. And it was a flash of a past lifetime on this planet. And I was this like big, like I was like probably around 6 feet tall, older man, maybe like in my late 60s, 70s. I was sitting at this fire. It looked like I was all alone. And I literally looked like Santa Claus. I had this huge beard, but it felt like I was kind of like in a desert. Huge beard, long white hair, white beard. And I was like playing this harmonica. I was just like riffing on this harmonica. And it was just like so powerful, so beautiful. In this lifetime, I've been like the least musical talented person you could ever possibly imagine. Anyway, so the next day I bought a harmonica because I'm like, oh my God, I want to take the skills that I had as this old man and I want to bring them into this lifetime. And I mean, like, I don't even know. Like, it's just, what I did in that lifetime is that I taught myself and it was so natural. So when I tried to look up YouTube videos on like how to like play the harmonica, it just didn't jive, right? So I was disappointed that I couldn't just boom snap those memories right back. But I also think I didn't give it enough time either. So yes, it's completely possible to bring back full conscious memory of um, all of those lifetimes, and languages and really cool things. And there's been documented cases of people getting out of, or even in the middle of a past life regression, speaking Spanish when they had no idea how to speak Spanish before, and what have you. Okay, so just be aware that that is possible. I have not mastered that skill of merging and collapsing those timelines. I also think I'm pretty young and just really impatient. It's not working. Next. It's just, I blame my age sometimes. Okay. Okay, so two more questions. Okay, another one from Nicole. You mentioned in a previous video that when we are fully evolved, we can become gods of our own universes. Does that mean that our universe is governed by a highly evolved soul who we call God, but there is a God above God? Good question. Okay, so I think that you're perceiving a God above God because there's been gods, but I call it source, right? There's been a source before a source before a source before a source because they're all in their own universes. And there's no above. Like, I don't believe, like, when you get to that point of all knowing, all sentience, all everything, all access to knowledge, there's no hierarchy. There's no layers. It's like, oh, you're enlightened? I'm enlightened. Oh, you created your own universe? I created my own universe. Oh, yes, this is lovely. So there's like, I just imagine all these like amorphous blobs of white, pure white light energy just having a tea party. Yes, isn't this lovely? Yes, it is. There's no God before God. But once again, it does come down to the theory, the philosophy of what came first, the chicken or the egg. Like, you know, so the first universe was created, but how was that created? And then if the second universe was created by bumping into the first universe that was created, then once again, how was the first universe created? That information has never been told to me, but I have seen the multiverse, and I know that there are many, many, many infinite number of universes. And thank you so much, JJ, for that super chat. It's just so generous. Like, once again, so not needed, but I really appreciate it. And if you guys want to check out um, my 13 video series with my dad and our trip, I mean, it's really cool. It's really awesome. It's so much fun. So check that out. It's called The Journey. It's $22. $11 of that goes to One Nation Walking Together, which is an Indigenous charity organization. They're very, very reputable, and they service food and clothing and materials to 11 different reserves in North America. So I think they're based out of Colorado. But yeah, so I'm just kind of waiting to kind of, I don't know when, maybe by the end of December, I'll have a number as far as how many of those courses were sold, and then I can just kind of send them one big check, which would be really nice. So yeah, so I really appreciate that. And like I said, like, I really want to move into the humanitarian philanthropy sort of space, building my own schools, my own organizations, my own nonprofits, like helping the ones that really need it and giving back to this world, and helping to evolve. And we need to realize that we can't evolve our consciousness if we can't afford to keep the lights on. If we can't afford to have a hot meal on our table, right? I mean, there's so many people in this world who are stuck in suffering and poverty, um, and there's no way that they can evolve. So we kind of have to backtrack. It's not just all about up here, up here, up here. It's about the lower chakras too. And I really, and of course, connecting with Disclosure Fest and knowing that they go into homeless shelters, and they go into old age homes, and they go into hospitals for children, and they're literally targeting all of the different aspects of the people who really need it in Los Angeles. So 2021, my mission, especially in freeing up a little bit more of my time, is to really be boots on the ground with some of these organizations and give back. I used to volunteer a lot, even back in high school, but I've gotten away from that. It's been a little bit busy. So yeah, so I'm really excited to give back, and I appreciate all of you for giving to me so that I can give back as well. Oh, right, last question here. Of course, I left it for the last one. Taylor P, what is the best thing we can do for December 21st? Obviously, it's coming to my event, and it sucks that I don't have it in person anymore. But it's going to be online. It's going to still be an all-day event. The workbook is quite extensive, and it's going to be really fun. So if you have, I mean, tickets are just 11, but on Zoom, I'm going to be really chatting with all of you, and we're going to do live Q&As from the audience, and it's just going to be really cool. So yeah, so that's going to be really awesome. Like I said, if you can't make it in person, there will be a recording. If you can't make it at all for that day, what I recommend for December 21st, please take the day off. It doesn't mean take the day off and come to my event. Just please take the day off. And the reason why I urge you to do this is because, and I don't want to freak you out either, because you could have a really shitty day on December 21st and think, shit, this is not good. But December 21st is a huge portal activation and alignment. Anything that goes on, anything that happens on December 21st is going to permeate and amplify out and ripple out into the rest of your reality moving forward. This is a day where we are aligning ourselves to uh, the entire year of 2021. So that's why I think that this is a great event, especially the fact that it's an event all day, because it kind of forces us all to be very intentional all day, right? So, yeah, so just keeping that in mind. But if you're not coming to the event, take it off, do some meditating, take a bath, write in your journal, do some yoga, play with your kids, eat some good, yummy, healthy food, tell yourself that you love yourself. These are all really important things to do, all right, for that day. And even my event won't cover all the things that I'd like to do that day, but it'll cover a lot of them. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, I have an epic live video. I'm going to be deep diving into some, not all, but some of the new insights that I have received on my trip. They're pretty profound, they're pretty unlocking. I just kind of have to sift through probably about 3 major downloads to see what's most important and appropriate for tomorrow. All right. So I will see you all tomorrow at 2:55 or 5:55 or 1:55 or whatever. But have a great rest of your Sunday, everyone, and keep up the good work. Bye for now.